Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Ironhide from the Transformers Studio series from Hasbro. As you can see here, he is from Transformers Bumblebee. He is number 84, and he is a repaint slash retool of the Ratchet mold that we saw a little bit earlier this year. But that was a really great mold, so I'm looking forward to good things here with Ironhide. Close-up picture of the head and chest on this side. Over here on this side you have kind of a wider shot. And it's pretty much the same artwork that we see here on the front of the box. Not really too much going on the top or bottom. Spin it around to the back, and we see the robot mode and the vehicle mode. So you can already see looking very similar to Ratchet. And yeah, it comes with a little backdrop, which I'm positive is going to be the same one we've seen with everyone else. But let's go ahead, let's get him out of the box, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Ironhide with the display stand that is included, and once again, of course it is exactly the same one that we've seen so many times before. Nothing new here. Pretty much every single Cybertronian mode character from this Bumblebee movie has come with this exact same backdrop. So it's okay, just a little tired of it at this point. So here's Ironhide out of the packaging, and I like him a lot. I really do like the color scheme. Honestly, it is exactly the same mold as Ratchet, just painted differently. And of course, we have a new head sculpt, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Has some really nice light piping there for the eyes, which I think looks really, really good. Nice silver paint there for the face. He's got his trademark mohawk going on there. Love that. You can see that there is a ball joint at the base of the head that's one piece there. It's a little loose. It's not a big deal, but you can get a decent amount of posability. Look down, look up, rock side to side. Of course, you can look side to side, no problem. And then there's just a tremendous amount of light piping there for the eyes, which is really cool because even without direct light, you can still kind of see the light shining through, which is really nice. Nice translucent blue here for the windows. Nice Autobot symbol there on the chest. A lot of nice paint here, a little bit of silver. I think this is paint. I honestly can't tell. I can't decide if this piece is molded out of this color or if it's molded in red and then painted. I really can't tell. I think it's paint, but I'm not 100% sure. Some nice silver here on the forearms. Some paint down here on the feet. He has a shoulder swivel, hinge out to the side, bicep swivel. Pretty much 180 degrees there in the elbow. You can bend all the way back as well if you want. Nothing in the wrist because they fold into the forearms for transformation. You have a waist swivel. Really nice movement in the hips as well. Kick all the way out to the side. Kick all the way forward. All the way back. You have a thigh swivel there. I would say a little over 90 degrees there in the knee. And then of course you do have some ankle tilt. So he looks good. I like him a lot. But of course we have to do a comparison here with Ratchet, just so you can see exactly how similar they are. I mean, it's the exact same mold. You can kind of see they did some fun things here, like with the forearm, while they're the exact same mold, they painted this area on Ratchet and then this area on Ironhide to kind of highlight different details, which I think is kind of smart. It's a way to kind of take the exact same mold and make it look different by just highlighting different molded in details. You can see down here they did kind of a similar thing with the foot where they gave him some paint. Ratchet didn't really have any. You can see that the chests are the same but painted differently. The same with the shoulders. And they do come with the exact same weapon. Ratchet's is kind of a gunmetal gray, whereas Ironhide's is just painted black. Well, I should say molded out of black. It's not painted black. It does have the little nub on the side, so you can go ahead and store it here on the back if you'd wish. Just like with Ratchets. I really like that. I think that's really cool that you can mount them on the back like that. And the two look really good together. I like this a lot. I'm really happy they did both of them. I always like if you do one character, do the other. For all the G1 characters that shared the same mold. You know, we know we've seen plenty of Smokescreen and Blue Streak and Prowl and all that kind of stuff. So, but I don't mind. I really like it. And I think the two of these look really good together. So we'll go ahead and get into the transformation. If you've transformed Ratchet, it's exactly the same. I'm going to start by removing the gun and placing that off to the side. We're going to fold the hands into the forearms, like so. We're going to come around to the feet and flip them into the back of the legs, like this. We're going to open up these panels here, and that'll kind of open this all up. Then you can go ahead and lift this panel up here behind the head, grab a hold of this waist section, and then this is all going to accordion out and just kind of flip completely out as far as you can. You're going to take this, not the swivel here, but this swivel here, and kind of rotate that around. We're going to rotate these at the thighs 180 degrees. And then we're going to bring this down so that the feet kind of rest on this like waist plate. So kind of bring this around like so. Then we're going to bring this down, and there are two little spots here on the front, and there are two pegs right here and here. So this is going to come down here like so and peg into that, and then you're going to close this down and that'll peg in, and that's pretty much the entire front section of the vehicle. At that point you can swivel these little wheels down like so. At this point you're going to straighten this out like this. The head's just going to hide here. Flip these out just so they don't get in the way. And then you can bring these down. Make sure that the arms are just kind of straight out. Bring these all the way down. And then you can see that there are two tabs right here and here. And they are going to go into right there and there. And for some reason, this gives me trouble sometimes, and I'm not really quite sure why. You just kind of have to make sure everything's kind of lined up the way it needs to be. And then when you bend at this hinge right here, these will swing up, and they should pop right into those tabs where they're meant to go. And it can be a little difficult, but you can get it to pop in. Sometimes you just have to kind of move these. There we go. Now that's all pegged in, how that's supposed to be. You can see here that the forearms have these tiny little tabs. They're going to tab into these little peg holes on what were the feet. So bring this down, that pegs in there. Bring this down, that pegs in there. And then we're just going to close up these little side doors. There's a tiny little tab right here, which is going to catch right there. So go ahead and do that on each side. And there we go. We have our tiny little Ironhide. I love these alt modes. They're so compact and nicely done, and I just think they're super fun. We can go ahead and take his little gun here and pop this in onto the top. It's just a fun, tiny little alt mode. When you think about how big the robot mode was, and it's so tiny and compact, and there's not even a ton of robot kibble or anything like that. I mean, yeah, you can see the head, and these are the arms, but it's not super apparent that they're the arms. And then here is Ratchet. We can pan down here. So I love it. I love having these two guys together. As you can see, they look identical in vehicle mode, except for the paint applications. But yeah, I love having these little two guys together. I love this alt mode, and I think the transformation is really fun. And once you do it once or twice, it's really not difficult. It's just remembering which panels to swivel around and things like that. But it's a really cool little transformation, and I really like having both of these guys together. I just can't get over how compact and solid it is when you're done. I think that's just really, really well done. So I think Ironhide is pretty fantastic. I mean, yes, it's just a repaint of Ratchet with a new head, but it's really well done. I think it's a nice color scheme. The paint applications are all very sharp. I love the new head, the detail and everything with that. I love his signature mohawk. The face looks good. Really great light piping for the eyes. And the thing they did with this mold that I think was really smart, it's all the exact same molded in detail for both figures, but they highlighted different details between the two characters. So some molded detail that's been painted on Ratchet, the other part of that molded detail, or the empty space, is painted on Ironhide, like I showed off with the forearms. And I think that's really smart. It's a good way to take the same mold, but make it feel different enough for two different characters. And I think that's really, really well done. So I definitely recommend picking this guy up. Like I said, he looks great. I thought it was a fun mold when it was Ratchet. I love it just as much with Ironhide. I like the weapon storage on the back. The transformation is fun. It might take one or two times looking at the directions, because it can be a little confusing at first, making sure you swivel the right parts and everything like that. But once you do it once or twice, it's very intuitive, very easy to figure out. It's very clean. There's really no kibble on the figure whatsoever. And it's such a fun, compact little vehicle mode. I just absolutely love it. So, like I said, loved the mold as Ratchet. Love it again as Ironhide. Really nothing to complain about with this guy. I think he's fantastic. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.